Today I'll be demonstrating this product in a very thorough format. First, I'd like to present a little about the product. This is not too often that you find a product that is safe. That's good. A product should always be safe, or your equipment should be safe. That is effective, and that's a good thing. Also portable, inexpensive, and easy to use, all in one little grouping. All of these Lifeline products are like this. This is progressive variable resistance. It means the further you stretch the product, that's when the resistance gets greater. Usually when you initiate any type of motion, that's where the danger point is, in the initiating part of the motion. So in that part of the motion, with this progressive variable resistance, you have less resistance in the beginning, causing less injury. As we push further into a motion, that's when your resistance increases, and that's just what you want. That's why it's safe. I'd like you to learn all you can from these tapes and watch their flow, how they move through the body parts. What is very important, though, is that you adapt your own strategies for using this. Remember that overall, if you work out for only a total of 30 minutes 3 times a week, that will be quite adequate with this equipment. And so you don't have to overdo it at any one point. In saying that, I'd like you to be adaptive with the techniques as well, because any technique that you engage in, you can do as what I call a half rep. So you wouldn't have to pull through all the way back through on a chest press, or you wouldn't have to squat or lunge all the way down. You could go part way. You can adapt any technique that way from the initiating point by doing what I call a half rep or a partial rep. So we wouldn't squat all the way down to here. We'd simply squat about to here as a half rep, and then that would create value, even with your hand on an object. Give yourself support or more contact points. As you see, the product was inexpensive for the value you get from it. It's going to be quite easy to use once you understand this video, and so we'll progress and teach you just what you need to know. I'd like to ask you at this time to consult your doctor prior to starting any fitness or nutritional program. The doctors are a good source of measures. What I mean by that is, what is our blood pressure? What is your heart rate? What is your cholesterol level? What are your blood sugars? Do you have any other injuries or illnesses that might be of a concern? Your doctor will give you good analyses of these measures, and then after a number of months of using the product, you could go back again and find out that these measures have changed to your advantage, like they would with any good exercise regimen. And so, with that said, I'm going to come down to the floor now and show you basically how to put the equipment on. In assembling the equipment, you already saw that the first thing you did with the cables, and I'll disassemble one piece to show you. The first thing we did with the cables, you see the foot attachment strap. Now, we're going to draw, and I have the lightest of the 3 cables here. I'm going to send the cable up through the foot attachment strap, from the strap portion to the shackle that goes on top of your foot. You'll see now the roller ball is inside in the foot area, the upper foot area. This rolls freely for all the motions that you make. It's advisable that you put 1 drop of oil in here every few months, maybe seasonally, to keep this ball rolling smoothly. After that, all that's left to do is to slide it up through the handle toward the red keeper ball at the top. Then draw through the amount of cable that will create the resistance that is desirable for you. Once you draw through the amount you want, all we're going to do then is press down on the ball while pulling the cable from the bottom, and we're set. Both will be set up in that manner. I have the other one already set. Let's go ahead and put it on and begin. We're going to bring the foot up and slide the strap over to the instep of the foot and center the roller ball on the top center of the foot, doing the same from the other side. When that is complete, we're ready to go, and that's how simple this whole assembly is. Now that I have it in hand, we're going to go through a number of things that we could do with the equipment, different phases of training with the equipment. Before we start any type of athletic activity, I always like to show people a number of stretches they can do. You shouldn't ever start cold, really. So a few stretches. I like to stretch forward and back, side to side, and around with the torso. I'll give you a few other stretches you can do with the legs as we progress through as well. Let's look at this flat back stretch first. I'm going to give you a front and side angle. You don't have to have the cables in your hands to do these at all, but I'm going to do so with them. I'm going to come down a little bit with a very flat back, and then we're going to come back a little bit, but don't ever bend very far back. I'll show you a side view. A few reps of this with the arch back, come down. Don't come too deep here. You're pulling hard on the hamstrings now, so stay strong. If you have back problems, you can put your hands down here as you come up. Modification, and then come back a little bit with that. 1, 2, pause, and back to pause. 1, 2, pause, and finish 2, pause. About 5 to 6 reps of that each way. After that, we'll go to a round back stretch. With a round back stretch, we'll rest our hands above the knees, drop down a little bit, bring the head down, and then extend the legs. We're stretching the hamstrings again. Hamstrings are one of the most injured muscle groups of the whole body. Down and come up again. Careful now. Keep good bracing on your knees, down and back up. We're working those hamstrings again. A really simple stretch, side to side. A simple stretch would be, I'll set these down. A simple stretch, hands on hips, over to one side, over to the other. I like the bracing here. I don't want your hands to be free. I'd rather you brace. 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Straight sideways now, not front or back. A modification and advancement would be hands straight over the body and the hand braced here sliding down. Over the top and over the top to finish about 5 to 6 reps on each side. All right, with that done, let's go into a more advanced stretch now. We're going to take our leg here and slide this knee out over the foot, bring the heel up. Now, if the modification is a very small stance, you've seen people do this stretch where they stretch like this. This is the last and third and last hamstring stretch. I work the hamstrings a lot because they get injured a lot. 3 and 1, 2, 3. As you note, we are not doing static stretching. I'm not just hanging here on any of these stretches, hanging in one position and then going further. That actually strips the muscles. That should be done at the end of a workout, and it fatigues you also. It should be done at the end of the workout or at the end of the day. The type of stretching to do when we're before a workout is isotonic or motion stretching. So 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. If you're more athletic, more flexible, and more ready for this stretch, go to a wider stance. Make sure this knee goes out, this foot flips straight up to the far wall. 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Here, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Coming up, chunk, chunk, chunk. One thing I want to caution you against is a stretch you often see people doing that is not valuable and potentially injurious to the patellar tendon and other areas. That's where people go down like this and come up on their toe and then stretch this way. That looks good on paper, but isn't a good stretch actually. It can be dangerous to the knee, ankle, etc. I'd rather you do the stretch as I showed it. 2, 3. Finally, for one more for upper body, we're going to do a simple trunk rotation. But we simply flow, looking back, looking back, looking back, looking back. Now, our very last stretch in the group, we'll do a little neck stretching. I'm going to show you the safest way to do that. Shrug the shoulders high and just lay the neck over. This will be a static stretch. 5 seconds on one side, no more than 5 seconds. 5 seconds on the other. 5 seconds front. 5 seconds back. You'll notice now I'm leaning back against the trapezius muscles, and they're like a pillow behind me. I can feel this nice wall behind me protecting me. Now we can do 3 neck rolls each way with that little collar of trapezius muscles behind, and that's working very well. I'll bend down now and pick up the handles. So let's go into our first of 4 phases of working out with this equipment. The first thing we're going to do today, let's say that we're starting our workout. I'll give you a phasic workout today, and you could just take the ski walk on one day and just take off striding and just stride out and go take a great walk. But today we're going to go through the whole workout potential. So let's say you wanted to do the 3 phases of the workout, which a grand total of is 30 minutes. We've got a 10 phase, we did our stretching already. Then we have our 3 phases of actual movement. The first phase, we'll do the aerobic phase. I'll add a little cross training in with that, including a floor exercise. In the second phase, we're going to do the resistance training phase for about 10 minutes. And the third phase will actually be our striding workout. If you wanted to on a separate day, then you just go for a different walk. Walk, jog, run, or many of the various striding options. All right, so let's go ahead. For our aerobic phase today, we already did some stretches. You had a drink of water. We're going to start. Let's go with some uppercuts first for aerobic. It'd be nice to have a little music for you playing. You've seen this a lot in aerobics class. You may have done this. If you've done a lot of aerobics, you'll find out you're going to innovate wonderfully on your own. The uppercuts are a real good warm-up exercise because they're close into the body, using larger and close-in muscle groups. Using the core, right away the core starts out. Another exercise would be the step back front raise. You see, I step back and raise, step back and raise. I'm using the same foot back as the hand going forward. Just like this. Side view, here, here. Back and front raise, back and front raise. And we can work that for a while. After that, if you want to, let's go to the high punch next. This is, now we're going a little more shoulders, vertical, direct, like a shoulder press. Now a little rotation for the body, and punch, punch. You can step with the punch. You can step with the punch. You can step. You can step back with the punch as well as we did with the raise. After that, we have a little more, there's a little more skill level on this. I'm going to cross the handles now. Let's go ahead with a side step, side raise. Side step and side raise. You see, I stepped out the side and did a full side raise this time. Come back together again, step out, here. Side step, side raise. Side step, side raise. Side step, side raise. Side step, side raise. I'm getting warm already. It's starting to work. And there we have it. That's a nice one to go with that. Carry that out for a couple minutes and we'll work that. Now, let's move these back again to normal. Let's go with some an angular raise now. We're going to step back and raise to an angle. Step back, angle raise. Step back, angle raise. Step back, angles. Step back, angles. Let's get your breathing involved here. You usually exhale in the power phase. Here, here. With each, when the power phase is the initiating phase, where you create the resistance, that's when the exhalation would happen. So, and there. Step back, side raise. Now, if you have been involved in aerobics, you know there are infinite aerobic combinations. They use the step-up techniques as well, and all of the simple standing in place striding techniques could be used for aerobics as well. Simple striding of all types could be used. We're going to go through more of those when we reach the actual striding portion of the workout. All right. A few more potentially aerobic exercises that are also cross-training. Think about golf for a moment. We're in a great position here to create resistance for golf. We stand with a downward look, club face up, hands back, and through. This is the exact motion that golfers use to warm up. We're supplying a nice resistance to the upward phase of both parts of the motion. Head down, motion up. And finish. Very nicely done. For you martial artists out there, this is wonderful to get more balance with resistance in your martial arts moves. Let's go forward with a front kick first. I'm going to pull back and front kick and front kick. And from here, we'll front kick and front kick. All right? And now let's take the side kick and do it a little low. Side kick and side kick. Side kick, side kick, side kick. Roundhouse, almost same, roundhouse, and roundhouse. All right, so we get the legs moving now in this too. Low is fine. Kicking low is just as effective as high. Low is just fine. Keep them moving, keep them moving. I'd like to show you, for all you boxers out there, a simple way to get some great fatigue here. One, jab, jab. Jab, you know, jab, right cross. 1, 2, 1, 2. Number 3 is the hook, hook, right? Hook, and finally uppercut, as we well know, used for aerobics. So with all these possibilities in mind, you can really work this tool, work it to best capacity. Okay, let's go ahead down now to the floor, and I'm going to show you a few finishers for floor work. First, as you'll notice, you see that the handles are set as a platform that sits on the floor. All right, so let's place the platform part of the handles down on the floor. Now, we can go into any core balancing moves from here. And that would be leg back and hold. You can do kick back and ups, out, kick back and ups, out, kick back. There are core balance techniques that are more difficult, cross stretches both ways. And these are challenging now because we're creating, on one side, we're creating the resistance from foot up to shoulder. On the other side, it's leg. You can do this with a hold. As you see, you can see the cables stretching both directions. Really positive and obvious that this has more stress than just with your body itself. That's core balancing techniques. Really valuable. Doing on one side alone is a bit even more difficult. Holding core balance. Better to do opposites. Opposites. All right, so there's also some obvious moves that they use in aerobics. You have the kick out and donkey kick, or just the kick out raise. Kick out raise. Kick out raise. Kick out raise. Or other side, kick raise. In. Kick raise. In. Or kick raise, come to chest, side, and kick raise, up to chest, side. The same other side, kick raise, chest, side. Kick, raise, chest, side. One more rep. Kick, raise, chest, and side. And we've got it wrapped up. All right. Now, we can go from here also, and let's look at our potential for push-ups. Now, I know a lot of people can't do push-ups that easily, and these handles make you stable, but I'm going to show you different ways to do them. Let's start with knee push-ups, and you can do them modified. First, let's go with the shoulder width positioning. With knee push-up, we're going to drop down in just part way and up. I think almost anyone can perform that. We're still using all the same muscles. I caution you not to let your shoulders drop back behind you. This is a chest movement. Keep your shoulders pulled down. Pull your shoulders down and back. Let your chest do the work. Down a little, up. Down a little, up. We're going down, we go up. One more, up. And a fiver, and finish. Okay, so a little deeper into the same thing. We'll go with all the way down and up. Let's go down. Up we go. Down, up. Let's go for up and finish and up. And as you know, of course, we can do push-ups as well. Get a good push-up position now. Let's push up from the chest, not from the shoulders. Let's be strong and move from the chest, not the shoulders. And this is the exhalation now. All right? And the last way is to change hand positions. We can bring the hands in quite close to utilize more triceps. This is going to use more of the back of your arms. I'm going to a wider stance now for stability. Since my hands are close, in here close, up we go. Stay close, go. Close, more triceps, and more triceps. If you want to do those from the knees, of course, you can do that as well. Really work the tricep with those. Excellent. All right, now finally, a couple things from the supine position. And of course, there are many things we can do. You know the basic supine bicycling move. Okay, and that's always a good thing. Now from here, we can do another form of assisted crunch. The assisted crunch, let's bring it in the center, hold here, and let's keep the abs flat, drive the navel to the backbone, and let's move up to a crunch. Back we go. To a crunch. Exhale now. To a crunch. Exhale. To a crunch. Exhale hard, navel to backbone, hold everything flat here, crunch and hold. I like the little hold here. Exhale, hold. 1, 2, pause. Exhale, hold. 1, 2, pause. And exhale, hold. And then we're done. All right. Now, you see already, if you've done this with me, and as you do that on your own, you'll extend each of these exercises out just a little bit more. You can see, you also have these exercises pictured, that you can develop a good aerobic workout in around 10 minutes and warm you up for the rest of the phases of the workout. All right, we're back again. Now I'm sure you've had a drink of water after that aerobic set. I'm telling you, that warmed me all up just doing those aerobics. So if you do those and work on those a little bit, you'll see the general exercises that I offered and how smoothly they flow one to the other. Now we go to the weight training options. Now, With weight training, I want you to know a few theories. What we'll learn here is that there are only real 5 major body parts that you work out. Even though there's 206 muscles in the body, we're going to work out 5 major parts, broken down into 2 groupings. And the groupings are the trunk or torso and the appendages. Now, the torso or trunk I call chest, back, and shoulders. The appendages, of course, the appendages, legs, and arms. Okay, so those are the 5 major parts. Of course, we're going to work abs and a little low back as well. Now, so let's go ahead and start right away in the standing position. We're going to start with legs. When I show you how to squat, this is the proper form that I'd like you to use for your safety, for your body positioning, and for overall effectiveness. All right, so in the squat, we're going to stand feet greater than shoulder width. Heels, the toes are pointed out slightly, bringing the heels closer to your body than the toes. Toes are splayed or pointed out slightly. All right, I want you to arch your back a little to bring your butt out behind you a little and keep a strong core in the abs and low back. Okay, and with that said now, we can begin the squat. Now I'm going to show you a side view as well. In the squat, what I want you to do is keep that slight forward lean as you drop down into the squat. And back up we come. What I'm doing right now is more like an assist squat. When I do this bracing on my legs, this is more like assist. You'll even feel this if you do sets of 10 to 12. What I'm going to do to advance this now, to really get you into the squat, and the cable squat, is I'm going to bring that cable up to here. Now we're going to squat, and you'll see as I come down, the resistance gets less, but the resistance of my body weight is greater. You see my butt out behind me in the forward lean. Now I'm going to get that shapely butt by doing it this way. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Explode, 2, 1, 2, pause, and 10, 2. Now the most advanced form of this squat, my friends, is the cable plus shoulder. Same positioning of the body, bringing up to the side, and we're going to squat press. The power phases here. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 2, pause, and exhale. All right, so that's your squat press. And I guarantee if you wait about 30 seconds in between sets and do 3 sets of 10 of those, you will feel it. Let's move forward now into the lunge. In a lunge, I'd like you to keep your feet at shoulder width at all times. We're going to step back and out. I say step out and back on imaginary railroad tracks. What I mean, out in front and then hold that shoulder width as you come right out. I'm going to step out and back on the imaginary rails, holding the shoulder width. There are 2 forms of lunges, which are seldom ever delineated, and I'll tell you that now. One is to drop straight down into the lunge, and I want you to notice that the foreleg, or the tibiofibular portion of the leg here, the shin is always vertical in space, never pushed forward. So when we step out into the lunge, in any phase, out and back, make sure that the shin is vertical. This form of lunge, simply down and up this way. And exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2. Now what you see here, with the body upright like this, we're going to work the quadricep mostly, the front of the leg. Dropping in and coming up. Down this way, and exhale, 10. Now if you lean forward, bring your butt out behind you a little, and then drop in till your rib cage touches on your thigh here. You're going to work much more the gluteus here. And the butt. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 9, 1, 2, pause, and exhale, 10. Then I want you to prudently go halfway in from each side. So when you finish the lunge, you'll be tired. You'll be out in this position here and tired. I do not want you to launch your body back, nor launch your body forward. That's dangerous. We step forward and back, and when we're all finished, we go halfway to finish. 5 times as easy, 10 times as safe. All right, now for legs, we have finished the squats and lunges. Let's go to one other exercise for legs then. We're going to go with kick out kickbacks. Now if you want to hold on to an object with your far side, you can hold on to an object on the far side and then go ahead. I'd like you to put, if you'd like to put a small something on the floor, a little trash can, a little step stool, something on the floor. You can step over the top of that. We're going to kick out, come down if you want, and kick back. Kick out, kick back. Kick out and kick back. This works the overall leg. Kick out and back. Kick out, kick back. Kick out and back. Out, back. Out and back. If you can repeat like that. If you're holding on, it'll be pretty simple for you to kick out and back. Out and back without losing your balance. All right. I'm getting warm again. This does work. This extended resistance, this progressive resistance, just applies that extra amount that's just warming my whole body as we go along here. So you see, 4 legs. We did the squat. We did the lunge. 2 styles of lunge. And we did the kick out, kick back. Now let's go to arms. Let's go to a standing curl. Quite simple. Shoulders back and down. Strong core, strong base. Step back slightly and get ready here. Why do I step back? Because I don't want people to start to curl like this when it gets a little tougher. I step back a little and put some weight back. Send the chest upward. Put the elbows on the front edge of the body. Extend the arms almost fully. Keep the elbows very still. Let's curl to about up to 45 degrees. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause, and exhale, 10. Now, we also can curl the hammer curl style on a different day. Standing this way as well. From here, we're simply going to bring our elbows to the front edge of the body. Keep your shoulders back and down. We don't have to step back if you don't want to. Just keep those shoulders back and down and the chest up. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 9, 2, pause, and exhale, 10. We can tricep kick back, and we can tricep overhead. Tricep overhead. And that should do it. I'm going to caution you at this point to not pull the cables directly at your face or the handles directly at your face. We've never had an incident of cable coming out of handle, but we still don't want you to point it directly at your face at any one time. All right, so that covers legs and arms. Now we're going to go more to the shoulders first because we still are holding handles at this point. Well, you might want a smaller cable like this one at the beginning. Remember, there are 2 stronger cables than this, so you can get some good resistance on this. Let's go up for the shoulder press. We're going to go to where the cables are on the outside of the handles. I'm going to put them about ear level. You notice that my forearms are pretty much vertical next to my body. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, stop there. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause at ear level. Exhale, 2. Keep your shoulders down. Even though you're doing shoulders, I don't want you to hunt your shoulders up. I want your shoulders to stay down with a downward pressure on the shoulders. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 9, 2, pause, and exhale, 10, 1, 2, and finish. All right? Now, as you know, with this equipment, there is a lot of shoulder work that happens already. In the shoulder raises, we have 3. We have the front raise first. With front raises, all we have to do is bring them up the front of the body. Pause. Exhale, 2, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 2, pause. Exhale, 9, 2, pause. And exhale, 10. And we've got it up the front raise. That will work the anterior or front deltoids. Now, the next raise we want to do is a side raise. I'd like you to cross cables for this one. And now stand in a strong stance. You want a light cable for this because we're getting a lot of extension. I don't want you to go past the straight out from your body positioning, straight out from your shoulders. And this is for safety. When you can bring up above that position, it starts to have potential for dislocation and other shoulder problems. So we'll do them first in a scaption style with the handles directly pointing above the cables. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause, shoulders back and down. Exhale, 2, 2, pause, chest up. Exhale, 2, 2, pause, keep the downward pressure on your shoulders. Exhale, 2, 2, pause, and exhale, 10. And we're all done with that. Okay, now you also can turn the hands and do them this way. It puts a little torque, it puts a little downward torque on the wrists as well, and the rotators of the forearms. Exhale, 2, 2, pause, exhale, 9, 2, pause, and exhale, 10. All right, now Front raise we did, side raise we did, now rear raise. For the rear raise, I'll give you a side view again and front view later. We're going to bend into this. Careful of your back. Keep a strong core. I don't want this kind of a bend in the back because as you see, what this does is put the pressure here on the body. That's dangerous. We're going to go this way and then strengthen our core, abs and low back. For this, I'm going that rear delt raise. I want you to go straight to the sides of your body. Again, exhale, 2, 2, pause. Exhale, 2. This works the backs of the shoulders. Pause. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 2, pause. Exhale, 9, 2, pause. And exhale, 10. Very good. So, and then front view of the same. Rear delts. Exhale, 2, 2, pause. Exhale, 9, 2, pause. And exhale, 10. And we're finished. All right, so given that this is a full body workout today, we're just moving through all of the body parts. You wouldn't have to do all of them in any one day, and you could do multiple sets of any one thing as well to be more intense. Or you can do all of the body parts in one day. We're just going to move through the whole thing today for instructional purposes. Good job on the legs, which we finished, the arms, and the shoulders. Now what I'm going to do is bend down a little bit here, and I'm going to move the cables into a new position. First of all, let's take them out of the feet. What I'm going to do is go handle to handle and finish some more exercises for chest and back. So we have to actually remove, pull up the keeper ball, slide cable out, draw the ball all the way through. Do that with both. And very quickly we'll have the cables disassembled from the handles. Now, with the foot pieces aside, we'll go handle to handle. What we have to do here is extend through one cable completely, and you see the ball can't go through. It locks up inside. From the other cable then simply, all we have to do is drop it through, and you see then we have the keeper ball that's left. This side doesn't need the keeper ball option because the roll or spin ball is locked at the bottom. Up here though, we're going to decide now on our level. So I'll leave a little cable out here to show you, and then simply going to draw this in, press the ball into place, pull the handle, and now we're set. So now we can do some chest. We're going to bring it around the back. I'm going to hold both sides here, and we're ready. Up directly behind the chest, under the armpits. This works just perfect. I'm in a chest up position right now, and I'll go front. We'll do the chest press and fly, starting with the press. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Notice that I start about 2 inches off the front of the chest. I don't want you to draw your hands way back behind you this way. More potential for shoulder injury. We're going to work the chest, which is most important, and the chest gets most of its work starting 2 inches off the front to near full extension. 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, pause, and exhale, 10. There we have it. Now, another exercise for chest is the fly. Now with the fly, hands are out to the side, slightly bent at the elbows. Elbows are facing, our elbows are below the shoulders, and they're slightly bent behind you. We're going to fly. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 2, pause. Exhale, 9, 1, 2, pause, and exhale, 10. And that'll do it. Now, if you think back, we have finished the legs. We did arms. We did shoulders. We did chest. We only have back left of those 5 body parts. We're finishing the trunk now. We started for trunk, we started shoulders, then chest, and now we're going to do back. For back, the first thing we do is that old chest expander exercise you saw with the 3 springs on the handles, where they drew this way and drew it out, and they call that a chest expander. But what that really does is work the back. I can show, because the pressure right now to draw the muscles in is coming from the back, pulling in this way from the back, pulling from the back. Even here you'll see it's the back I'm engaging to do this exercise. 2, 2, pause, exhale, 2, 2, pause, exhale, 2, 2, pause, exhale, 9, 2, pause, and exhale, and 10. All right. put it in the feet like this, you can put a bigger cable in and away we go. Let's go ahead with this now and do, first of all, a V-bar style row. Shoulders back. Exhale, 2, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Sit up really straight. Exhale, 8, 2, pause. Shoulders are always back. Chest is up and out. Exhale, 9, 2, pause. Exhale, 10. Another kind of drawing exercise or rowing exercise is where we draw into the outsides of our body, and where we hit the midpoint of this exercise looks like the beginning of the chest press. We're out here now. See, it looks like the beginning of the chest press, but this is really working the back quite well. And exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 2, pause. Exhale, 2, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, 7, 2, pause. Exhale, 8, 2, pause. Exhale, 9. Pause. I'm feeling it. Exhale, 10. I'm using the smallest cable. I've extended 10 inches of the cable through, and I can really feel it. There are 2 stronger cables, so this will work the back. So we're going to start with some assisted crunches. The way I like to do a crunch here, I'm going to hold this between your legs like this so you can help yourself. This pull will help you a little bit. You see I'm almost lifting my legs almost here. So when we come up, I want you to be certain that your whole abdomen and stomach stays flat. Try to send your navel into your backbone, pull your abdomen in, and exhale all your air. Come up and crunch, exhale and pause. Exhale, pause, 2, pause, pause, 2, pause. Exhale, pause, 1, 2, pause. Exhale, pause, and down. Exhale, pause. Tense your stomach hard when you come up, stay flat, exhale, pause, 2, pause, and exhale, 10. All right, so that's called top-down abs. Why? Because we move the top of the body downward toward our legs, and we're working the abs from the top down. Now let's go some bottom-up abs. With these, we'll do some knee-ups, and I'm actually assisting here with these knee-ups because I have the handles. So I'm going to draw my knees up, extend, out. Knees up, extend, out. Draw them up, extend, out. More you want, if you don't feel if this is too much for you, let's go 1 and out. I'll do the whole series with 1, which is the knee up, the easy knee up. Second, without touching the leg down, knee up. I'd like you to hold the lower leg parallel to the floor. Don't come up and don't flop your leg down. We'll go out and we're going to hold in the air. Out and hold in the air. And of course we end up doing the other side with the knee up and the extension. Now finally I'm back to this. Now we do the hold with both if you're ready. Much more challenging. Now we go to the leg extensions. This is harder. With one leg, we get up and down. Up and down. Up and down. The other, up and down. And this is actually a hip flexor and ab exercise. I feel it. And up and down. Imagine this. Up we go with both. And down without touching. Up. And down with both. And up. And down with both. And up. And down with both. And up. You see, that would be certainly challenging. And that finishes all the abs as well. So, my friends, today we just finished workout for legs, arms, shoulders, chest, back, abs. Now, low back, of course, you can do some stand up like this against resistance for very mild extensions for your back. You can create greater and greater resistance by pulling more of the cables through. This is working the low back. So that finishes all of the body parts today. So you see, I'm warm through and through just by moving through these exercises. You can isolate them in terms of do chest, back, shoulders one day and arms, legs a different day. Or you can do all of them at once, quickly going through them all at once in 10 to 15 minutes. And so there are different ways to utilize this wonderful equipment for a full body workout. Wonderful job, folks. All right, my friends, we're now into the last phase of the workouts. As I mentioned before, we started out with the aerobics. We went through to the weight training session, and now we're going to go into the different strides. Now, as I said in the beginning, you could, on one day, you could just go and do a striding workout. Some people are only going to use this for that, period. They're going to use it just for walking and that purpose only. I give you all these other options because they're just wonderful to know. This equipment can do it all. Thereby allowing you for a beautiful light weight training style of working out, beautiful aerobic workout as well, and your striding. Now, we're going to go through all the strides. So let's just say we didn't do anything else today. Well, we got to warm up a little bit, and so you know that your aerobic exercises are a nice way to warm up. Maybe a couple step back front raises to get going and get started like that, and just a couple of things with a little bit of side raise, a little bit of getting ready for You know, just getting a little ready. And I've got a couple I didn't even show you. Oh, gee, you could even do the jumping jacks if you wanted to. You know, I got that little resistance going. Get it going like that. And now, oh, we could even do a little speed skating. So we've got a whole potential here. A couple things to just get you warmed up. All right, now I'm gonna walk laterally here a little bit and just show you some of the possibilities. Let's just look at a normal walk. You're just gonna walk, kind of an energized, just nice little walk. Just normal walking, energizing and fun. So this is the beginning of it all. So it's a nice walk that way. Now, for a more high energy walk, we'd like to do high energy style walking as well. So we'll take off a little higher energy. And we come back with a little bit high energy, more high energy walk. Of course we can do it backwards. That works just great. Any kind of striding you can use is just fine, forward and back, forward or back. Now, we're gonna go with a stride with a punch. This is always a nice one. So we're gonna punch, 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 punch. And punch and punch. And I can feel that warming the shoulders right away. Warming, warming, warming. So definitely working. These are the options you can use. I guarantee if you walk for 15 minutes with this, you won't be using striding and punching options. You'll just be striding after that. It's a powerful workout. Just get a lot of pulling here. How about some torso twisting then? Torso twist this feels good. Oh, that feels really good. All right, and now, finally, we've got the famous Groucho walk. So you see, backwards or forwards, the Groucho work. You can do any of these strides pretty much backwards. You can innovate on your own. So you see, you have a lot of potentials here for the ways to stride and move with this equipment. Of course, there is a side stride. And many features, many possibilities. And lastly, people don't think that you can jog or run with the equipment that effectively, but you certainly can. I'll jog in and out of the screen just to show you a moment. One more round. And now I'm going to show you something I'll bet you didn't think could be done with this equipment. Down on the track, I run at full speed with this. And what it creates for you is a proprioceptive element that you don't normally have in running. You have to keep a deeper control of your body when you run with this, but I guarantee that you can. And so, I'm having fun now, folks. You can just see the whole opportunity with this. I'm just fired now. It's so much fun to work with this equipment. You can just have a myriad of opportunities for you. I'll bet you're even going to innovate as you go along. You can send us a note anytime or fitnesslifeline.com. Tell us how you're doing with the equipment. Make sure to stay safe with it. Truly enjoy it. It's been so much fun working with you today. Thank you very much.